Good afternoon and welcome to Hartleyvale with the CPL Seniors. We have a clash between the Raptors and the All-Stars ladies. The Raptors winning their earlier game 2-1 up, and the All-Stars just losing out in showdowns. Joining commentary today by Kurt Surfensen. Kurt, how you finding the day today?
Yeah, Mike, so it's been quite an interesting start this morning. I mean, just in terms of the conditions, quite humid out here today, which is a bit uncharacteristic for Hartleyvale Stadium, or Cape Town I should say. But encouraged by, let's call it, patches of good intensity and good connectivity. Because we have to remember that these players all played their first games together as teams this morning. So interesting to see whether they would have developed from that.
For sure. It has been some quality hockey early on in the day. Now as the turf begins to cool down a little bit, it's a bit overcast. We'll see hopefully a bit more action, a bit more high intensity hockey. But here we go, right from the get-go, Raptors through Tati Zulu into the 23. Big stick tackle, but play on is the call. Shot comes in. Great save from the keeper of the All-Stars.
Yeah, good burst there by Tati Zulu. And she's going to probably prove to be quite a handful for this young All-Stars group, but I think it's good experience playing against a player of Tati's quality.
Casey, you want to elaborate just on who the All-Stars team are? What are they doing? What's the thought process behind having them playing in CPL?
Yeah, so the All-Stars team is basically the Western Province Under-21 ladies team, which will be participating in the National Under-21 IPT in Pretoria toward the back end of April. And from a Western Province Hockey Union perspective, we thought this would be a perfect opportunity for the team to use the CPL event as a way to connect and start working on tactical aspects in terms of team structure.
For sure, it is it's always good to get game time together under the belt going into tournaments and just build those connections, understand how each other play, as we see now Raptors once again on the attack through Tati again in the midfield. She certainly has been at the front of every counter-attack that they've had. Now the All-Stars struggled with a slow start in the previous game. They just couldn't get balls into the midfield. They couldn't make those connections high up. They'll be looking to start stronger this time.
Yeah, no, good point. And I mean, myself also, obviously, having observed that match, I also just felt that, they bossed the midfield for certain periods of that game against the Rebels this morning, but then just not releasing quick enough, because really good leads coming from their players high upfield, as we see Tanya Fourie moving with the ball. Paige Thomas going into the circle, has a shot at goal. Ball cleared, and still not out of the danger zone there.
It was great defensive work by the Raptors there, just managing that 2v1 situation, being able to put pressure on the ball. It is Lillian Pope, number 14 for the Raptors.
You see Steph Wood on the ball now. Paris Olympian. She's looking in really good shape. Actually complimented her earlier in terms of the condition that she's in.
Coming into pre-season now, it's coming to the end of pre-season rather. It's going to be quite obvious who's done the work, who hasn't. It looks like she took one to the finger there.
Yeah, Steph's a tough old customer, Mike? So she'll shake that off.
Glad to hear. All-Stars now moving to a bit of a high transfer shape. Got players into the circle. Bit of a direct, hopeless ball. But Steph to Tati. Through the midfield they come.
Ball play to Lizzie Stein. Another one going outside for Annelie Young. Annelie looking for big wind-up crash ball. Ball picked up by Kaylin Marie. And good intervention there by Bianca Duagusti in the goal. Tati Zulu, strong carry in. And just missing out there. But a really good period of play here.
Bit of a coach killer that one, Kurt, when your striker runs all the way down the baseline, has lined up options at far post and then goes for the near post. Obviously Tati saw something open there.
Yeah, I think with all due respect to Tati, if you're not Jan Kasim playing that over the goalkeeper's left shoulder, who practices that for days, then yeah, rather go for the ball into the 9-yard area.
For sure, for sure. It's a better counter intent there from the All-Stars. It's something that they've got better at over the course of the day. Just about how to move the ball on that counter. As you said earlier, a couple of players just holding onto it too long, allowing the defensive structures to set around them, and then they find themselves without any options. That was much better. Move the ball early into space, let the likes of Hamza run onto the ball and get numbers forward. As you see now, the Raptors just struggling a little bit to get out of the press.
Good turn over there. Bali being busy as usual, and good intervention. Lily Pope. The ball out there again. And
attention, ladies and gentlemen, if you are the driver of a grey Hyundai i10, that's a grey Hyundai i10.
All-Stars once again moving into this high transfer shape.
95544.
I just want to step this platform up a little bit higher. You can push that press a little bit deeper, but a hopeless overhead once again just thrown. Overhead's really become a skill that can be so effective in that high transfer shape, especially with the new rules about who can approach the ball when. But you've got to be able to throw it onto your own player's stick. If you're just throwing it into a congested area, it can become just a gift to the opposition.
yeah, so what I call that, Mike, is accuracy with intent.
Your windows are open. Please go and close your windows unless you get it smoke.
I think right now just a sea of orange just after the Raptors have been pressed in that left corner. Just a bit disappointed in terms of the defensive structure of the All-Stars in the moment. Easy 45 ball played inside, and when you allow someone like Steph Water to travel 30 meters with the ball from a free centre-back position, you're asking for trouble. And Shamira Titus with a good turnover there, wins the ball back, connects with Mbali, and
It's great work from there now as they enter the 23 through Hamza. Looking for some options. Well tackled there from Buerta. It will be a long corner. Once again into the 23, looking for the direct entry. Obstruction seems to have been blown. No, got a foot there, so it will be an All-Stars free once again.
yeah, I like the connectivity there and the presence of mind of Ruby Kraus leading out there to activate that. But again, Zulu launching the counter, and the Sondu, don't know if that was a lucky mistrap or intentional, but the All-Stars now have the sideline free.
Raptor side certainly showing how dangerous they can be on the counter-attack through the likes of Steph and Tati. And now Tati putting maximum pressure on here. All-Stars got a bit to do. Fortunate mistrap falls kindly for the number 14, Grace Goodwin. And that's a beautiful ball as they find some space down the right-hand side.
I think a bit of a telegraph with their pass. They're not weighted well enough. Didn't have enough zip on that pass. And no advantage for the Raptors. We'll start with the free hit.
Shaping for the aerial ball, goes long. Mistrap by the number 7 of Emily Bezednote. As the All-Stars now.
Yeah, it's Jamie Gillies on the ball. And misdirected pass. Steph just picking up the ball in space. We need Tati to get ahead of the ball. Some width. Good ball to Lizay Stein. And not sure if the tomahawk was meant to go goalward, but otherwise Tati should have probably followed through the line and come sliding in on her nose.
You called that, Casey. They needed players into the circle there. Can't let your singular striker carry on to the baseline and not have any support for a 45 ball.
Yeah, sure.
It was a great cross, if that was the intention. Just needed someone on the end of it.
Yeah, Emily Middleton restarts the ball there for the Raptors. Into midfield again.
dispossessed as the Raptors now.
Working
Have
out wide. Morgan Barnard threads the ball down. And Slokoma mistimes a pass there, unfortunately.
It's great defensive work from Lane Barnard. Just as soon as the stick gets lifted off the ball, going in for the jab tackle.
Yeah, interestingly, I should say, and our viewers don't know, so the All-Stars team missing one of their central defenders, Talita Adogana from Martis. She's currently rehabbing coming back from a knee injury, but actually played in the centre of defence last year with Lene Barnard. And yeah, Lene stepped up nicely now. We've also got Jalen Marnefeld, Jalen Kibra rather I should say, playing in the centre of defence, also a survivor of last year's Province Under-21 ladies team that lost the final on showdowns to Northwest, the eventual winners. And again, like I said, Mike, it's got to be that overhead's got to be accurate with intent, and easy pickings for Steph. Tati gets on a bicycle. Musondo trying to keep with her. Good ball played in, and player arriving in what we normally call the New Zealand space. She's unable to pick that one up there.
For sure. And again, Tati having the same run as earlier, but this time really looking for that pass. Lifted, difficult to deal with for other strikers, but we'd expect that one to go to stick.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of Tati actually delivering that ball, because we always speak about and stop here as we see Steph going forward. And another comfortable save for Bianca in the goal there. And as I was saying, sorry Mike, yeah, really working with a lot of the national players and coaching staff in terms of the crash ball has become the go-to, but inside the circle also the slightly lifted pass without taking your stick of the ball is really hard to read for those defenders. And Tati making good use of it. Steph now going on the run. Malika's got to watch the tackle, and Steph celebrating winning the PC.
Really, really clever there from Steph Buerta, just realizing that the defender had overcommitted, the feet were open, and just tucks it back onto a foot. It will be the first short corner of the game, going to the Raptors.
Yeah, it's probably just reward for the pressure they've been applying. But I do think that the All-Stars probably just need to protect Zone 2 better, especially when the opposition is coming all the way from the halfway line most of the time. So, and then playing it out. The Raptors definitely enjoying right-hand side attacks, and we know why.
Right, Raptors set up with two castles at the top. It looks like Steph Buerta on castle 1. Injections slightly wide. Picked up, crash ball into the D. Second shot comes in. Well managed once again by the keeper, Bianca.
Yeah, De Augusti really doing well, keeping the team in this contest early in the game.
That's that crash ball that you were talking about, Casey.
Yep, easy to defend, easy to defend.
Again, I like it as a tactic, that crash ball, but again, I agree with you. It's got to be with purpose. It's got to be at a left foot of a defender. You have to ask questions. As the All-Stars attempt to get out there, but just couldn't find a foot or find a free hit. But as I was going back to just the crash ball, you've got to have some sort of intent around where we're going. It's not just an aimless ball. As we see now, Buerta into the circle, looking for something.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Jamie Gillies in the correct position, and ball hits the inside of a foot. So second PC that the Raptors have been awarded. Yeah, the crash ball, Mike, while we're waiting for this PC to play out, yeah, definitely I think, you know, in movement and human nature will dictate that if I'm 10 meters away from you and you're going to hit a step, I'm probably going to back myself. And we see Steph go. Can she be more accurate this time?
Out to the right-hand side. Raptors, once again, just couldn't get that injection straight. As Hamza now has a chance to outlet down this left. Gets the ball in the air. Just evading the sight there of umpire Sasha Sivertson.
Yeah. But Kaylin Marie doing well not to fly into the tackle, waiting for Malika to change direction with the ball. And also showing Kaylin's experience, former national under-21 captain, the last Junior World Cup. And also one of the senior players at the Marty's ladies team this year. Good work back there by Paige Thomas. Works hard. Unlucky with the lift there. The Raptors will have to see out these All-Stars last 10 seconds. And
Jessie Gradwell just running out of space there. Looking for something down the baseline, but just couldn't get it back in. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter here in this clash between the Raptors and the All-Stars. Evenly contested game so far. Both teams just feeling each other out, building those connections as the rain starts to drizzle down here. Definitely is lining up to be an absolute cracker. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
welcome back to the second quarter of this ladies' second round match between the Raptors playing in orange and navy blue shorts versus the All-Stars. Still goalless, and second quarter's commenced.
I must say, the difference between this and the men's game that we saw earlier, the teams are pressing each other, which is really what we want to see here. High energy, high goal-scoring hockey, instead of just sitting back and almost waiting for the mistake. As the Raptors now find some space down the right-hand side. Beautiful left-foot pass. Unfortunately, the number 12 just couldn't, Kayla Marie couldn't read that play unfolding.
Yeah, Mike, interesting. It's a good burst there from the centre link, Ashley de Villiers. Very good carry. Just feel that the Raptors have started this quarter the way they ended the first quarter.
Big ball in, takes a deflection of something. Will be a 16. All-Stars now looking to build it up from deep. Nice little press. You can't let the ball go out to the far side of the field there, but great little bit of work there from Suleiman to get out of that pocket.
Yeah, Nihat Suleiman, really good hands there, and she's the ideal sort of midfielder that you want in that wide midfield role with good burst of speed and explosivity. Also, player from Western Province Cricket Club. See the press being applied here by Kayla Marie. It's at the 5. Jamie Mitchell on the ball and just easily gives away possession there. De Villiers on the ball, getting it out to Middleton.
Raptors taking it all the way back now. Once again, I love the pressure being applied here from the All-Stars. Really asks questions of the defenders. They've got to be a little bit tighter in the midfield here as we see that ball. Can't let that one come in. You've got them into the right zone, you've got them where you want them, and then you just allow an easy outlet for them. And that's what we want to see from the All-Stars, being able to move the ball on the turnover from ball side to what we call the help side of the field. That's where they're going to find so much space, and that's the first time we've seen them do that in the game. And I think if they can take a bit more inspiration from that player, they're going to find a lot more success as they move through this tournament.
Good disguise pass from Shawnee Mitchell. Gets the ball one level higher. Opportunity. Oh, umpire maybe.
Yeah, I
And
think
she
that
allowed the advantage.
came from the outfield.
Yeah. Umpire allowing good advantage. Jesse Gradwell clearing up there. Manages to get that ball out, and really good opportunity there for the All-Stars.
That was much better from them. Just being able to pick passes through the midfield, bit of disguise, and an easy way to get the ball into the 23. Once again, Marie sends it out to the right-hand side of the park. Great little pick from Hamza. Turns inside out. It's a brilliant bit of skills from her. And again, just does the good work. And it's fallen kindly for her. She's still with it down into the opposition 23 and rightly blown a stick block. And Hamza did all the good work there, really put her side in a great position, but then just couldn't finish that really important pass. As the Raptors now on the counter attack down the middle of the field through the number 4 of Lisa Steyn.
Yeah, Lizzie, quite an experienced player as well, doing well. Forcing the foul there from the desperation tackle from the All-Stars defender, Steph Watana. That's overhead with good intent.
Good intent, no one on the end of that one.
Yeah, I think the bounce probably just had Lizzie beaten there. Great conditions to play hockey in, Mike.
Can't ask for better. Not too hot. Astros slick. It's drizzling down.
Shawnee Mitchell now, pressure. Managed to get the ball away from Marie.
Interesting to note here on the Raptor side, when they move into a high transfer shape, you'll see what they do is they play with almost a back 3, and then they leave a sweeper out behind.
Yeah, no, sure, definitely pick that up, and that's where we see Jalen Kipper dropping out deeper to the sweeper role. I think it's important that I always say is if you're playing with a back 4, your outlet and your defensive structure shapes should be different. And I'm glad to see Coach Jackie Skiepers employing that. And as I said, this is got a bit of a learning experience, but also this team needs to start connecting. Still got enough time until the IPT arrives and toward the end of April.
So you see now, the Raptors will look to outlet all the way from the back here. Middleton on the ball. Lots of time on the ball for the Raptors as they look to find a long ball. Well intercepted, and unfortunately just finds a foot there. Raptors will take it quickly. There's space on the far side of the field. Can they find it? Brilliant bit of skills there from the number 4 of Lizzie Steyn. Looking for a pass into the D. Finds Tati. Ball comes across. Looking for a pass and just got the stick underneath that one. It will be a All-Stars restart. Great mistake there from Tati. I think she'll be upset with that one. It was a great opportunity for a ball across the D. She's almost like the ball just got a bit away from her. As we see now, the All-Stars looking to carry up this left-hand touchline. Win the free hit. Once again, there's space up in front. Hamza, we know how quick she can be on the ball. Can she find a connection here? Does so this time. Into the circle, the All-Stars go. Ball across the face of goal. Shot comes in. Great save from Davies.
Better period of play there from the All-Stars. They seem to be connecting better inside the final 23 of the Raptors. I think when Hamza gets into good areas and she looks to connect, like she did there, it was really promising.
That's when they look so dangerous as this All-Star side. When they get onto that baseline with the likes of Hamza, there's always going to be something coming out of it. Big ball into the circle, slightly lifted. Falls kindly for Hamza, and there we go. Finds the foot. It will be the first short corner of the game for the All-Stars.
Yeah, All-Stars coming back into this. They seem to be enjoying a bit more penetration into the deep defensive zone of the Raptors team. This will be a good test here. Lene Barnard at the top, Castle 1, Marika Hamza on Castle 2 with Jamie Gillies. And it'll be interesting to see whether Hamza backs herself with a flick here or whether Barnard will go herself. Mr. Barnard's Castle. And it's a well taken flick there. It was not Barnard, it was Fourie. Tanya Petersen, apologies. Apologies, Tanya. There's
Great flick there from Petersen.
yeah, Tanya Petersen, powerfully built athlete, first year student, hails from Paarlgem, also a member of the national under 21 squad. And really well taken. We watched the replay, almost sure the ball hit the upright. And
It's a brilliant flick there from Petersen. She's threaded the needle, gone at the postman, asked her to deal with it. It's about head height, and it was a great goal, but unfortunately she has found herself in the sin bin straight after that for a hefty challenge in the midfield.
yeah, I do say, Mike, and once again, it's a bit, just shows a bit of inexperience and no reflection on Tanya. But you've just scored a goal. You don't have to be desperate. You just need to make sure you're not conceding after having scored.
Now we've seen the power play being called here, and again, I think that the All-Stars coaching staff have made a mistake. They've called this power play when they are not in possession of the ball. This is the second time they've done this. And now what happens is that you just allow the opposition to set up and hold the ball.
Yeah, and then also you've really got to play a less in the sin bin.
Oh, here we go, Raptors into the circle, looking for the deflection, but couldn't find it on that occasion.
So technically, if my eyes aren't playing tricks on me, with the power play and a play in the bin, the All-Stars only down to 8 players. And probably not the best time to call it.
Here we go, All-Stars looking to build it up now. They being 3 players down at the moment. They'll look to clear it out, sensible. Let the opposition fetch the ball from the corner, wind down those valuable seconds.
Yeah, I do feel probably from my opinion, Mike, if I was coaching as well and being in the Raptors side, probably overloading my midfield a bit more in terms of my defensive structure, because yeah, only 7 infield players for the All-Stars, and now they get Petersen coming back on. She served the 2 minutes in the sin bin, so still power play.
Poseidon will fetch that one from the corner. They'll look to take this quickly with just seconds left in the power play. Can they get anything out here? Ball in the air, down into the circle goes Poseidon, looking for something. Across the face of goal. Great save from Anisha Desai. Petersen looking to wind down the clock here in this corner. Just looking for the free hits and finds it. That's great work from Petersen. Really, really quality, as that brings them to the end of the power play. And back to their fuller complement.
Barnard. It's good overhead, missed by both players, and fortunately broken down. All-Stars still have the free hit.
Down the left they go. Brilliant receive from the number 6 of Georgia Kurt. And they do come away with the free hits. Once again, great defending from the Raptors. Just getting the stick in there, putting pressure on, forcing the error. Long handle comes out into the midfield. Falls kindly for them as Tati beats 1, beats 2, passes out to the left. Cross comes in, and it is a shot. Lovely save from Manisha Desai. Once again, keeping her side in this. That was a really, really quality piece of counter-attacking play there from the Raptors. Zulu bursting with speed through the midfield and finding a pass outside. And this time she went through Casey and looked for the pass coming in across the face of goals. Got a touch, but it was a great save by Manisha Desai.
Yeah, Mike, if I need to be a bit critical there from just a performance perspective, is that if I were Lizzie Stein, she had all the time in the world to receive the ball open on her front stick, and she would have had more control to play that ball across the face for Zulu and Marie. I just think, why go to the tumult there? I appreciate the fact that she was looking to play those players in, but get your feet around the ball. You've got better vision in terms of where exactly, which space you want to play the ball into.
Very true. One for video there, Casey.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, All Stars now, once again, looking to build it up from the back. Gone to more of a 4-2 shape here. Playing the 2 deeper fetches, but under pressure now at the back are the All Stars. And that one just rolling over the ball, stick rolling over the ball on the back stick, and it results in a short corner for the All Stars, for the Raptors rather.
Yeah, third penalty corner of this match for the Raptors. We've got Steph Water back on the park now. We've seen that Steph's first 2 injections weren't accurate. So let's hope it's cliched third time lucky here, Mike. But we see Tati going to do the injection now. She's taking over the reins. And we see Steph at the top, Castle 1 with Ashley de Villiers. And we have Kaylin Marie on Castle 2.
Right, to the first Castle they go. Injection's good. It's a flick this time, and it's a goal. They replicated the flick from the opposite end. It's gone to the postman's head. She got a touch on it, did the postman there, but it results in a goal. Great flick from the number 18, Steph Wurter, and it brings her side back to 1 apiece.
And 1 apiece, courtesy of number 18, Steph Wurter.
Raptors with their tails up now. Bezuidenhout looks for that pass into the midfield. Doesn't find it, but does take a deflection off the All-Stars player's body.
Yeah, just a bit of a, probably disappointing there when the All-Stars coaching staff or team is that, golden rule, final 2 minutes, protect. Very soft turnover there when they had possession, which led to that PC, Mike.
For sure. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter here, where we remain 1-1 in this clash between the All-Stars and the Raptors. It's been a fairly evenly contested game. I think the Raptors certainly had the upper hand in that quarter. But don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break for some more hockey action. Welcome back to the fourth quarter here in this clash between the Raptors and the All-Stars, where we remain one apiece. The All-Stars scored early on in the fixture, and Raptors just scored now to bring it back to level.
Nothing really changed in terms of the structure of the Raptors. Just looking from the start, still starting with a back three. Raptors on the ball again. Lizay is staying probably one of the three players that has seen a lot of the ball in this game, just like Tati Zulu and Steph Botha. Been extremely influential. Steph now dropping out into the back. Ball played wide.
Looking for the ball into the circle. Falls kindly for Tati. Can she get anything out here into the baseline? She goes. Looking for a foot. And she's found one. Missed the first time, hit the glove, but managed to rake it back onto the foot for the second attempt. This will be the fourth short corner of the game for the Raptors. We've just seen a flick being scored by none other than Steph Botha. Will she go back to her guns with a straight poke, or will she stay with a flick? Casey, thoughts?
Yeah, Steph, I would think that she would look at flicking again. But yeah, I'm not a betting man, eh?
Change of keeper as we have the Gusti back on. Goes to the variation this time. She's flicking from P-spot. Flicks straight at the Gusti.
Yeah, good variation there, and yeah, like I said, good thing I'm not a betting man. But really well-worked variation. I just think that I always say to players, when you play that zigzag variation, the keeper's hands are naturally going to be up, flick low in the corners. Going to be very hard to save, and yeah.
We go from the top again. Injection to Castle 1. Slip all the way to the left to Tati. She'll have a flick, and also flick straight at the keeper. Something I like to do is when players keep flicking at the keeper, I make them go and punch the keeper's pad. Say, don't worry, your fist will get through eventually. As the ball gets played into the circle, that's the crash ball that we're looking at. Advantage being played, but the short corner had been blown, and it looks like oh geez, hopefully it's not that card. Eventually we get a green card being pulled out for Tati Zulu for playing the ball after the whistle. I think it's a bit of a harsh one, you know. You've played advantage, that the player's expecting to shoot. She's moving a lot, she's got a player on her back. Often, you know, you don't hear the whistle, and it wasn't really a loud one either.
Yeah, I know. Tati will probably claim she didn't hear it. So another PC. Steph Botha back on Castle 1 again. Ball comes to her. And it's another goal from Steph. My word.
Copy and paste from Steph Botha. Slightly wider angle this time as the ball was rolling to her left. She picked it up and she flicked right. Neatly in the side netting. Once the just beautiful play as we see a replay coming up here. The ball is slightly to her left. She gets her feet around and aims straight at the postman's head. Great finish from Steph Botha to extend the lead once again. Raptors on top this time rather. You see umpire just having a chat about the coaching staff. As now the All-Stars with a bit of a mountain to climb to get back into this fixture.
Steph cleaning up there again.
All-Stars once again come away with it. They're being a man up still, so they'll look to send a few into the opposition D, maybe get those links a little bit higher. I don't know, Casey, your thoughts when you're a man up? Do you stick with your 4-2, or do you go into a 4-1, maybe play with some higher links, or even a 3 at the back? What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, there are different preferences, and one of the things that a lot of coaches do nowadays is they'll create another level, maybe like a fourth layer. Yeah, if people can, see that, visualize that, and obviously the other one would be to overload a side. And as we see the ball going in, Steph Water once again coming away. Peterson thought she'd won a PC. Good step from Masondo, but an opportunity here. Zulu back on the field. She'll definitely use his speed.
Into the 23 does Zulu go, looking for a short corner, cuts in hard, and it
Yeah.
will be a 16.
Good tracking back there from Grace Goodwin all the way. Kept pace with Tati Zulu. And yeah, actually very entertaining first 5 minutes of this third quarter, Mike. And see the first unsuccessful aerial there from Renee Barnard. Kaylin Marie being hassled there by the All-Stars player.
Must say, I've been very impressed with Marie, almost one of those unsung heroes at the moment, doing a lot of work in the field, doing the hard yards. One of the players that you don't always notice when they're there, but you certainly notice them when they're gone.
No, that's spot on, Mike. Probably Kaylin doesn't always receive the plaudits for all the hard work that she does. And quite a versatile player. I recall her playing in a Penn senior side about 3 years ago, where she, in the final game, was asked to play as a defender. And she gladly did that for her team and performed very well. Turnover here, pressure. Zulu, self pass, keeps going. All Stars have numbers behind the ball. And unfortunately, Sokoma not getting at the end of that ball.
It's a tough one. Receiving on your backhand, bouncing away. You're looking for the next pass.
See Shauna Mitchell play one of those long balls out, and
That's
not
much
enough.
better work here from the All-Stars. Just being able to move the ball fast around the back. And that's when they found so much space down this left-hand channel.
Yeah, I think just in that previous play, Mike, you can see now the weariness starting to kick in. And even though the All-Stars got that ball up the left side channel, only 2 players up on attack. Midfielders obviously been a bit under pressure and weren't able to come up in support quick enough. So Botha finding Beseno there. Shauna Mitchell getting in the way, breaks down play.
So really sitting deep now, the All-Stars. Just waiting for the Raptors to come to them, closing the space that they have to defend. Flakoma once again on the ball, looking for something in the midfield. Well picked up now by the All-Stars as they have numbers through the midfield. Beautiful carry. Through ball gets played, looking for the number 7 of Anthony Mbali, but that one just running away from her. That was much better from the All-Stars, really looking threatening on that counter.
Yeah, and that's what you get when someone like called Paige Thomas picks up the ball in midfield. Extremely speedy ball carrier, and unfortunately waited that pass just too much for Mbali Anthony. Nihat Suleiman losing out that time there. Middleton on the ball again.
Down.
Kibero coming in, does well. Got to make sure she connects. That's really well done. Well played, Nihat Suleiman, good ball carrier, and just not enough disguise on these passes.
Again, it's trying to play through a player rather than around them. The right idea was that left foot ball into space, and Suleiman just opted to try and play that through the gap. As we see a bit of a collision there.
Strong running from Kaylin Marie, but umpire judged that there was a bit of a too much physicality there.
There we go, they've found some space. Once again, that's nice work from the All-Stars, playing it infield, then going to the outside half. But it is dispossessed by none other than Steph Water.
Great ball from Steph Water, showing a skill set.
And we are level playing on the B field. The All-Stars have gotten themselves on the board.
Raptors on the charge. Well intercepted there by the number 6 of Ashley de Villiers. chasing the game, Casey? Do you sit in this half court and just wait? Or at what stage will you start to put more pressure on the opposition?
Yeah, my response is going to be a simple one to that, and that is that if I have the ability to launch a really good structured counter from within my own half and have the legs to do it, then by all means. But for now, I haven't seen many successful counters from the All-Stars, and got this ball played up in Bali's hands. It's a bit too heavy there. We see Alan Imran on the ball from UCT. Bali does well to come in, back in there, and Imran not going to go away. Yeah, so Mike, definitely for myself is that, you know, if I knew I've got a set plan in terms of counters, then by all means. See Besaid not working hard again. Does well to find Marie. Shauna Mitchell picking the ball up. Barnard now taking upon herself. Good connection. Wrong choice there from Jamie Gillies. Malika Hamza wide open in acres of space. And the call actually coming from players behind.
Big tackle there. And umpire Sivertson has said that is 5 minutes in the sin bin. With just 3 minutes left in this quarter, it wasn't a great time to get a card, especially chasing the game. All-Stars still have that power play.
Yeah, Mike, interesting thought crossed my mind as well. You mentioned that power play. Now, could potentially be a good time. Get the 2-goal lead, and ball going free there, and Zulu thought she was going to win the PC there.
All-Stars now down this left-hand side. Still a man down. Great tackle by Kyra Taylor.
Yeah, interesting, Mike, as well as as you watch this ball get across. Shauna Mitchell gets the ball to Gillies. Back in there to Mia Andrew. Malika Hamza making a good lead, but unfortunately can't get on the anyway. So yeah, Mike, I think what's really interesting, even though the All-Stars team have a few survivors from last year's Western Province side, it must be known that there are quite a few girls who are new to this province, who still played at school level last year and based on merit selecting into the Western Province team. And interestingly, chatting to a few of them, this is their first sort of exposure to the standard of Grand Challenge women's hockey in the province. And they said they were hit this morning, and this is where they're going to grow and learn before the actual league starts on the 12th of April. So really interesting points there. Couple of them never been exposed to this before. See Hamza going, Buerta again.
Great matchup here, Hamza and Buerta. Hamza winning that time and plays that ball into the circle. Just couldn't be trapped there by Jamie Gillies.
Yeah.
But great little bit of skills there from Hamza to affect that de-entry.
Yeah, we know that's what Malika Hamza can do. It's a wily customer there when she's on the ball in those positions.
Raptors now happy to see out the end of this quarter. Even though they've been a man up, they still take the 1-goal lead. There's a harsh stick tackle coming in there from Andrews. The last thing you need now is another card. As they enter the circle, play on, P-spot open. Shot comes in and it just hits the other striker on the body on the way through.
Yeah, good opportunity there. And again, we see it starts with the industry of Kaylin Marina in a midfield position. Just driving out to the right, having presence of mind, finding the ball. Lazay staying again, so Marie staying, Zulu, Buerta. Very influential for this Raptors team. Shauna Mitchell now has an opportunity. Restart for a team.
That's poor communication from the defenders there. How can you let a central midfielder turn open into basically two players waiting for you? You've got to call that ball back out, or at least tell her to close, receive.
As we see inside the last 30 seconds of this third quarter, it'll be important for the All-Stars to protect possession here, not necessarily look to score. And we see Mitchell for the first time actually hit the ball out. She's favoured the slap with deception. It's good to see she has that in her arsenal as well, in her repertoire.
She's showing off for you now, Casey. A massive overhead down the line. But great bit of skills there. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. The Raptors take the lead 2-1. It's been a cracking encounter so far. And it's all to play for in the last quarter. All Stars certainly have some fire in them. Are they going to come out? Are they going to put more pressure on the Raptors? We'll wait to see after the break. Welcome back to the fourth and final quarter in this clash between the Raptors and the All-Stars. Raptors leading 2-1 at the moment. The All-Stars have a bit of a mountain to climb here. With just 15 minutes left. There's plenty of time to do some amazing things. Let's see what they have for us.
Yeah, the Zaystan restarts. Porter in the, what I'd probably call the general position.
Zulu down the left hand side, opts to send it back around. All the way out go the Raptors. Slightly different shape that the All-Stars are playing here, Casey.
Yeah, sure. Probably what we've got, we've got Ruby Cross sort of as the lone striker pressing slightly higher up. I like to refer to that as the disjointed pressure striker. It's just a phrase I use. You probably saw it first implemented at the 2016 Rio Olympics by the successful Argentinian men's side, if I think back.
Lots of running done by those Argentinians. It is a bit more of a high pressure, high intensity press. As the Raptors looking for a circle entry, find it, shot comes in and just misses out on that occasion.
Yeah, Jessie Gradwell just having a rush of blood to the head there. But I suppose it was quite tempting to go for that tomahawk. See, Barnett throws a well-weighted pass and unfortunately Peterson not able to get at the end of that ball. It was a really good away there from Barnett.
Taylor on the ball. Where's she going to go? Sends it out and around. And nearly a very successful press, but Suleiman just a fraction too slow onto that ball. And it is the Raptors who find themselves in plenty of space now around the top of the circle. Brilliant ball into Tati Zulu. Falls kindly for the All-Stars and they do clear it.
Yeah, good bit of interplay there once again, that combination, Porter, Marie, going out to Zulu.
Zulu down the left-hand baseline. Can she find some magic? Play on is the call. Suleiman.
Opportunity for Suleiman, and well tracked there by Pope.
I think the All-Stars just need to have a look at their press at the moment. It's especially in deep defense. It's been way too easy for the Raptors to find those passes into the midfield. They've got to decide whether they're going to hold the inside and let the outside halves to step and win the ball down the line, or they're going to go force the Raptors to play into the midfield and then try and win it in there.
Yeah, Mike, I think especially pressing with two strikers now, as we see Kraus and Mbali as the two. So basically, all for two. I'd probably say is that, you know, when we have possession, or the All-Stars I should say, like, you know, look to use the width on the outsides if possible. Use your outside midfielders, use the ball carriers with speed, like your Suleimans and your Furies, Peterses.
Yeah, I agree, and especially, you know, when you see the Raptors playing with the two two fetchers, it's your help side has to slide in.
Yeah.
Your drop center forward's got two players to manage, and your help side links have to come in and pick up an extra fetcher. And at the moment, it's either not happening or it's just too slow, and it's allowing the likes of Buerta or one of the higher links to get in the game. We see a power play being called here. So, stand to be corrected, but with the power play, you have two players less on the field. It'll be as if it is a card, but you're not allowed to make any substitutes during that time. So, you couldn't wait for the linchpin or the best two players to be off the field, and during your power play, they're not allowed to be subbed back on. We don't see that here at the moment, as Tati and Steph Buerta are both on the field, but it is the All-Stars now coming up the right-hand side, looking for something. And Tati Zulu makes no mistake. We've seen how fast she can be. She's going to put on the afterburners here. Tati Zulu milking the free hit, and that will be another card. Exactly not what the All-Stars needed during their own power play.
Yeah, and if I look at the color, Mike, it's a 5-minute yellow there. Yeah. It is. Fortunate, no need to be desperate once again. You have the opposition with two players less, and yeah, just think a bit of naivety there from the young All-Star side.
Yep, now they are only one player up from two, so shot themselves in the foot a little bit there, did the All-Stars, but let's see what they can do here. Steph Buerta just winding down the clock on their 2-minute player down situation. They know that after those 2 minutes are up, they're going to be a player up for about 3. Ball into the circle, and looking for a deflection is Marie. It is a long corner.
Ball just going to the circle there, too easy for my liking, Mike. You know, not even anybody on that BBG line there protecting. And we see the Raptors doing the changes, pushing for that third goal to give them that safe buffer.
Once again, just can't effect the pass in the outlet. Buerta got to send it around the back here, surely. Opts to go down the same channel. Actually, our numbers up in this channel, so good decision by Buerta in the end. But well picked up by the number 5, Shamira Titus. Aerial ball comes in. Unfortunately, didn't quite go to plan. And Steph once again just puts it on her foot. Very happy to wind down the clock. They are one goal ahead. They're 2 players in the opposition's power play. Buerta really commanding the team now. She's looking for that pass right from the start. Lillian Pope looking for Bezuidenhout on this left-hand side. Just couldn't find her.
Intent was good there, but yeah, Bezuidenhout not been able to regather that ball. You see the Raptors doing the changes. Hamza back on the park. Raptors now busy with the outlet pressure coming there from the Raptors. Titus losing out there with the first touch. Well protected there by Morgan Barnard. And good step there from Peterser. Peterser does well.
She's done really well there as Peterser, being able to step in front of that attacker, intercept the ball, and then carry it all the way down to safety along her own baseline and effectively start the counter attack here. But Emily Bezuidenhout, exceptionally well done tracking back, but loses out on that occasion.
Just a bit of a nothing ball there from Goodwin, looking to play the ball, change it and go the other way to the outside. Just misdirected that pass.
Big collision coming in once again, and it will be another yellow card for the All-Stars. They have gone from being 2 players up to 2 players down, and not just for 2 minutes but for 5. And rare mistake there from Buerta. Being 2 players up, you'd really think she'd just find a pass. And she's now taken a massive collision in the midfield. Let's hope she's okay. Bezuidenhout sends it back out. Buerta is not looking in a good shape at the moment, as the All-Stars now counter.
Yeah, probably once again another opportunity, and probably with all due respect to this All-Star side, they just the technical executions let them down probably in this last 5 minutes. I don't care if you 1 or 2 players down, you still need to take care of the ball when you have it. That was another perfect example. Masondo misdirecting that pass to Hamza. Just too many of those coming to the fore in the last 5 minutes from the All-Stars team, Mike.
Couldn't agree more. As now the All-Stars once again, and that's exactly what we're talking about. You know, a simple pass out to the back. It's got bobble on it. It's out to the player's right. You're just putting yourselves under pressure all the time. Big tackle coming in from the Raptors there. All-Stars come away with it.
Mia Andrew on the ball, weighing up our options. Yeah, just a bit too strong there for Jamie Gillies, but the All-Stars have an opportunity to try and aim the Raptors in here. See if they do the overhead. Ball got Mia, plays it into midfield. Just a bit of scrapping there for the ball, and the Raptors managing to get it away. Titus unlucky, breaks down. Sorry, back. Under 5 minutes remaining here, Mike, and yeah, all to do here now for the All-Stars.
This is what makes and breaks players. Can you play under pressure in the last 5 minutes? And here we go, Raptors looking for something and just stick rolling over the ball there. Can tell you, Casey, it's not because the turf is dry.
As I said, technical application not the greatest.
And here we go, the first card of the game for the Raptors.
That's Ashley de Villiers getting a yellow card. Umpire hasn't wants the ball taken back there again.
Now teams are back to level for about 2 minutes until the All-Stars will be a 1 player up once again. Now down to the right the All-Stars go. Can they find a ball into the midfield? They've got an easy option. Again, just really a pass to no one. Bobbling into the midfield. It is a 50-50 at best.
Yeah, I think they even Masondo, you know, making the choice to play the ball infield, but it was actually a 45 ball on over distance to Hamza, who came into a post-up position at the top of the D. And I think at this stage of the game, I'd probably hedge my bets to play the ball towards Malika in that position. Good work there again. Almost on the ball, needs to play it outside, and they need to hold on to the ball. And well recovered there by the Raptors. Cover defense is really good from this Raptors side, Mike.
Massive moment in the game there as the All-Stars looked dangerous around the top of the circle, but the Raptors made no mistake of intercepting that pass, and now it is a foot race. Bezuidenhout into the 23 she goes. Can she get on the forehand here? She does. Looks up. Can she find Tati? Tati's waiting for the ball in the circle. Big ball across. Falls kindly for the Raptors. They're into the circle. Pressure's on, and it will be a long corner. Great defensive efforts there from the number 11 of Lane Barnard.
Yeah, Renee Barnard making a timely intervention there, because that would have been a pretty straightforward shot with the front stick there for Slokoma. Slokoma has been in the right areas a lot of the time. Been quite impressed with the way she's identified good space. Steyn almost had a pocket picked. And good step there from Barnard. Opportunity here.
Yeah, once again, Barnard doing really well to realize that ball was loose, step forward and effect that turnover. But again, it's just this high up in the field that the All-Stars are struggling with.
Interesting again to note here. I mean, Raptors team doing well. Puerta off the park at this point in time. We've been the general cleaning up, but just shows the defensive disciplines of this Raptors side, Mike. They're really a well-structured unit.
Youth versus experience, Casey.
Yeah, definitely. Rather let you say that, being the youngster here.
Buoyant on the ball now. Really well to just find a foot there. Into the midfield. It's just too easy, is it, Casey, to find that ball? I mean, that is probably the most dangerous ball that they could find. Bezuidenhout with a diving attempt at a backhand, and unfortunately just couldn't make any use of that one.
And again, just the ball not played out accurately. Pressure coming now. Hamza going across. Well managed. Morgan Barnard gets the ball upfield. Just over 20 seconds remaining, Mike. Last play probably.
That is a brilliant ball by Buoyant on the right-hand side of the field there. Some would term it a river ball. Just get the ball into the corner. Let the opposition go and fetch it. Waste valuable time. As now All-Stars with a chance, and that was it. That was the opportunity, and that'll bring us to the end of this clash between the Raptors and the All-Stars, where the Raptors come out on top, 2-1.
Well played there to both teams, but Raptors definitely more dominant just in terms of circle penetrations. Probably better structure-wise as well, using the experience there. But also credit should go to the younger All-Star side. Some exciting moments, but probably faded a bit more in the second half of the game. 2 penalty corners scored by Steph Water, courtesy of 2 drag freaks. One being conceded by Manisha Desai as well as Bianca Degusti. So yeah, that's 2 wins from 2 for the Raptors ladies. Coach Jared Patu would be pretty happy with how they've done thus far, with 1 round robin game remaining for their team tomorrow. All Stars, second loss for the day, but yeah, importantly, this is a growth process for this team, all part of preparation for the under-21 IPT.
100%. That is the end of that one. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure to join you. For now, it is goodbye from Casey and myself. We'll see you for some men's action coming up next.